In May 2026, a deadly viral cluster aboard a cruise ship originating in South America triggered an intense public health response. 3 passengers died, and global health authorities immediately placed returning travelers under strict monitoring protocols. Headlines quickly circulated about the cluster, sparking widespread fears of a new, highly contagious respiratory pathogen sweeping across international borders. Which brings us to our first myth, that hantavirus is highly contagious and spreads easily from person to person. The reality of the 2026 outbreak is much narrower. The pathogen responsible was confirmed as the Andes virus, found primarily in Argentina and Chile. It is the single exception in the entire hantavirus family, the only strain documented to transmit between humans. For the vast majority of hantavirus strains, human infection is a biological dead end. Even then, transmission is incredibly inefficient, requiring prolonged, close physical contact with an actively symptomatic patient. For example, the sin nombre virus, the primary cause of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome in North America, cannot jump between humans at all. The everyday threat to the public does not come from coughing passengers or crowded social gatherings. The real threat is built directly into our physical environment. The true risk concentrates in rural and suburban borders, specifically the transitional spaces where human habitation overlaps with wildlife. An old log cabin, a dusty barn, or a garden shed left closed for the winter. This environment leads to the second major misconception, the belief that you must be bitten or physically touch a wild rodent to get sick. The primary transmission vector for hantavirus is aerosolization. When an infected rodent leaves behind droppings, urine, or saliva, that waste dries out over time. As it loses moisture, the material breaks down, releasing microscopic dust particles that carry the live virus. Any slight disturbance to that dust lifts it into the air. If you are standing nearby, you unknowingly inhale those particles, drawing the virus straight down your trachea and deep into your respiratory system. Once inside, the virus attaches to endothelial cells, the cells that line your blood vessels. The resulting immune response degrades those cellular barriers. The vessels begin to leak blood plasma, rapidly filling the lungs with fluid in a highly fatal condition known as hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. The virus bypasses your skin and external physical defenses entirely. It weaponizes mundane dust to strike directly at your respiratory core. In North America, the primary carrier of the deadly sin nombre strain is the deer mouse. And here we encounter the third myth, the assumption that you can spot an infected rodent by looking for visible signs of sickness. In nature, deer mice act as asymptomatic reservoir hosts. They carry the hantavirus and shed it continuously through their waste, but they suffer absolutely no illness themselves. This hidden carriage is highly prevalent. Researchers estimate that 15% of all deer mice actively carry the hantavirus. While domestic pets like cats and dogs cannot catch or transmit hantavirus, they pose a severe secondary risk. A hunting cat can easily capture a healthy-looking infected mouse and drag it directly into your living room. Because the host hides the danger perfectly, visual inspection is useless. Survival requires treating every wild rodent in a risk zone as an active biological threat. This biological reality makes everyday chores surprisingly hazardous. Discovering a rodent nest in a garage or shed often prompts an immediate instinct to clean up the mess. That brings us to the fourth and most dangerous myth, that a quick sweep or a pass with a vacuum is the proper way to handle the problem. Dry cleaning methods are mechanical hazards. The stiff bristles of a broom violently launch the settled viral particles upward, creating a dense, highly concentrated cloud of infectious dust right in your breathing zone. The scientifically validated countermeasure to this threat is a procedure known as wet cleaning. The protocol has 3 strict steps. First, open doors and windows to ventilate the space for at least 30 minutes. Second, put on non-porous rubber or nitrile gloves. Third, thoroughly douse the entire contaminated area with a 10% bleach or household disinfectant solution before you touch anything. This provides a chemical and mechanical defense. The liquid physically weighs down the dust so it cannot become airborne. Simultaneously, the bleach attacks the virus's lipid envelope, dissolving its outer structure and destroying its ability to infect human cells. Hantavirus is a severe pathogen with a high fatality rate, but it relies on human mistakes to spread. By understanding its true biological mechanics and utilizing strict wet cleaning protocols, we strip the virus of its mobility and keep